I'll say that when I was in school, so that results when you skip a couple grades and you don't hit your growth spurt until, senior year. When that happens, that's likely to result in you basically being, the class punching bag.
Were you stuffed in a locker, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, much worse than stuffed in a locker, but yes.
Really? Like what?
Like physically abused, like hit, like that kind of stuff.
Physically, but not sexually.
Not sexually. Like hit with belts, that kind of stuff.
Boy, and to get in a locker.
No, that would be bad. That would be bad. I don't think my life would have gone quite the same way.
Ultimate,
humiliation. Yeah, that'd been terrible. But no, it was bad. Say carry a chip on your shoulder around.
I mean, I also was a huge loser in high school and super shy. And again, growth spurt, not that I ever read really a big one, but at least I got to normal. But I think at like 14, I was still very short and kids are feral. Kids are awful. Kids are the real Nazis. You have to civilize them. And before you do, their instinct is to be awful. And they are.
I agree with you. And I have 4 of them.
I went to, people.
They're wonderful and terrible. Yes.
Yeah.
They're innocent, but not good. Kids are innocent, but not good.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Whenever I go to my doctor for a checkup, she always says, and stress. I'm like, life is stress. I said, when I was stressed? When I was a kid. Adulthood is not stressful at all, even though I've had many stressful episodes about various things. But compared to the knot in my stomach that was every day, because it wasn't like I was ostracized every day, but some days. So, which days it going to be?
Exactly.
Which of these Nazi children who somehow they got to be the Gestapo? What are they?
Kids also, especially in high school, they have an innate ability to spot the chink in your armor and just go right for it. The weakness.
They hate weak.
Yes.
I don't know if that's like a Darwinian thing.
Probably.
Right? Like, let's kill the weak.
And so, I have a sort of counterintuitive view of bullying, which is it's really, really bad. And also, I'm not sure that it's necessarily bad for everyone who was bullied because, as somebody who was pretty viciously bullied in high school,
right.
I think it was kind of good. Not that I was bullied, but you grow some thick skin.
You think
you get some skill sets.
You think you wouldn't be the success you are if you hadn't been?
I was always pretty determined, but when you learn young to take shit,
right?
Then and to kind of walk back at it, that's not a bad skill set.
Then when the Washington Post writes an editorial about you,
exactly,
it's not as bad.
Whatever. Okay.
No.
Yeah. I mean, especially because I will say my life is a very boring and predictable life because I've made a bunch of good decisions. And one of my kind of pet peeves about people's life stories is that the ones that are really interesting are very often ones where it's people making their own obstacles and then overcoming the obstacles they make for themselves. And I'm pretty proud of the fact that I haven't had tons of obstacles that are at least self-created. I mean, I grew up in Burbank, California over here. I had great parents. We had a small house, 1,100 square feet, and it was 6 of us in a small house with 1 bathroom, and that's not an obstacle. That's just called life.
Right.
And then, we got a little older. My parents got a little wealthier. They moved into a 2,400 square foot home and still wasn't that big. And, then I went to college, and then I paid my way through law school, and then I got married, and now I have 4 kids. And it's a series of good decisions. And it sounds super boring because it turns out that life being good is kind of boring.
It sounds like boring and predictable, which is what you just said, is you're good with that. See that?
It's great. It's solid.
Oh, see, that's wonderful. What would make me want to put a bullet past my tongue. No, really. I mean, boring and predictable is what I've tried and sacrificed many things to make. Hey, everyone, I'm on Substack now. Check it out and subscribe now at billmaher.substack.com. What could be simpler than that? My name, then .substack.com.